ourselves so that the people behind us can bring the Skyne Gate, you know? I think that was the plan anyway. Tawney was not well apprised of like the strategic whatever we were doing. I just knew we had to get through this tunnel and get to the other side of it, and clear all the obstacles and obstructions that were in the tunnel. Now, the thing that's always in the darkness and in the tunnel in the underworld setting is, you guessed it, undead. Undead are a problem for us because we don't have a lot of magic weapons or weapons that can hurt undead, because basically only magic weapons can hurt them. Like normal weapons and silver weapons and iron weapons are not going to do anything to a zombie. Like you chop a sword into its shoulder and it just keeps going. I don't give a shit about you, you know? So you need magic weapons to hurt undead, especially the greater kinds of undead, the stronger kinds. Though I think for some reason our silver weapons were working. There may have been some plot stuff that happened that I wasn't aware of, but that it was working this time. So yeah, we had to use a lot of our healing magic to blow them up, and like other magic, you know, elemental magic or whatever we had available to kill them. And like the regular just chop them till they fall down strategy wasn't really working. What was great is we collected all of these acid gas globes, these little like alchemical gas globes from the beetle nest that we'd raided earlier. So all the alchemists had like 8 of these acid gas globes that they could throw. So Tawney had a bunch of acid that she could throw at undead. It was really fun, and you know, I don't usually get to do stuff like prep a gas globe, throw it, and then prep another one and throw it, and then prep another one and throw it. Like alchemy just doesn't really do that usually. Usually it's like I get to throw one of these a game that I made that maybe will do something, but it'll be a good something, you know? It's not usual that I get to just sort of like artillery gas globes into the fray, which is nice. It was cool to sort of like have that, even if it was just like 2 damages, 4 damages, and 8 damages, like types of gas globes. Acid comes in light, medium, and heavy variety for 2, 4, and 8 damage respectively. So we're making our way through this tunnel, and we're fighting, and we gotta keep moving, because stuff keeps spawning around us, and we gotta keep moving and like, make our way all the way through. And we fight really hard, and we fight really hard, and we fight really hard, and we're getting worn out, and people are getting killed, well, people are getting hurt a lot, and we're trying to keep them up. I'm trying to move everybody forward as much as possible. And then we get to this room, and there's a guy standing in it, in full plate armor, with a sword and a shield, and he's not moving. And he's got like a helmet on. You can't see his face really. And he's just standing there in the room. And we sort of appear and we like look at it and we're like, what the hell is that? You know, and someone with like undead knowledge goes like, necromantic arts, you know, are you undead? And then the knight goes, yes. And then she asks like, what kind of undead are you? It's like greater undead death knight. And that is so far above our pay grade. That is so far above our level that I was like, what the fuck? There's no way we're gonna kill this thing. You know? And it was just standing there. It didn't move. It just stood there. And I walked up to it, like everybody else was kind of gathering and like filtering into the room, and I got there kind of first-ish. So I was trying to look for a way around him. And I was looking at him and I'm like, do you want something? Can we pay you something, or like give you something that'll let you like let us through? You know, like Tawney trying to resolve the conflict peacefully, because that's what she does. She's a peaceful conflict resolver. But no, he wasn't talking to me. He was looking me dead in the eyes, like just straight into my eyes, like, and not saying anything. He was like, I'm not, like, very not gonna move, very, like, impassive, like, if we tried to step past him, I'm sure he would have done something bad. Basically, that's how it went, and I stepped back away from him, and then, you know, our fighters were like, fuck this, and everybody, like, started piling in on him, and the thing about combat in Underworld is more people on someone is probably going to win over stats. Like, if you're swinging for 15s, that's real cool, but if there's like 18 people with 1 swinging on you, like, you're basically just like crowded in and you can't do anything while you get beat down. So we didn't manage to kill him. He killed four people during the fight, like just magic death, you know, or like 15 damage, like you're not prepared, 50 slay, like all this kind of stuff, like happening like all over the place. And four people hit their death counts. Four people hit their death counts during this fight. We took him down, and we got a magic sword from him. Dracus got it. One of our players got it. And it's the first magic sword that Zenith Strand has ever had. So that's really cool. We got a magic sword for him. And the four people who were dying, we actually saved them. It's the first time this has ever been done in Zenith Strand, because this is a pretty high level strat, you know? And we're getting to a point where we're sort of like growing up as a guild, you know, and like we have some higher level people that can do this kind of thing. So what we did was we put all of the people who are dead side by side and put their hands on each other, held each other's hands. And then one of the healers cast Healing Hands, which means that if they cast a healing spell on someone, if that person is touching another person, that spell also casts on that person, you know? So if you put a bunch of people holding hands, the one spell you cast on one will heal them all. So like all the dead people were arrayed and like touching each other. And so Healing Hands. And then from a scroll, because nobody knows it from memory yet because we're not high enough level, but from a scroll, someone cast Life. And 4 people came back to life with 1 life spell. It was awesome. It was super cool. Like, they got saved by this, like, ingenious thought about how to get everybody back by, like, making them touch hands while they're dead and then lifing them. It was awesome. So we managed to save the people who got killed by the Death Knight. Which was awesome. And then we exited the tunnel after that, and we came outside to Zenith Strand, the island we've been trying to get to for a year, and to some angry wild elves who didn't like us being there because this is their forest. Some NPC wild elves, and they were like, what the hell are you doing here? Get back in that tunnel, like, you don't belong here. How dare you? Like, all that shit. And the people were like, are you fucking kidding? We just killed like 800 undead. You fucking 5 wild elves are not gonna stop us. If we want to come through, we're gonna come through. We don't want to hurt you, and we don't want to trespass in your woods or whatever, but we're not going back in the tunnel. Yeah. So we had a bit of an argument with them, and eventually they saw that like we were too many, so they left, and they're like, don't come in the woods, and we went a separate way. And I can tell that that's going to be a conflict in the coming games, like conflict with the local wild elves, because we're planning on like building a colony basically there, like building a settlement. So, you know, that's going to be interesting. And it's even more interesting because of the fact that like my other character in Calidor is a wild elf. And I've always got that part of my brain where I'm like, wild elf thing. It's like I want to help him out and like do wild elf stuff. But this character, Tawney, she's not a wild elf. She's woodface. She just wants everybody to get along, you know. So yeah, that's how that was the last thing in the game, the last mod of the game. Was us finally making it to Zenith Strand, which is awesome. It's just so good. Tawney versus Aaron, who would win? Who gets to throw their packet first? It's basically the answer. Actually, I think Aaron would win because Aaron would be able to dodge whatever Tawney threw or stop it and then get her before she got a second one. I think that, like, Aaron would definitely win if there was a straight fight. Yeah. So there you go. That's it. That's the end of the season. Yeah, that's the end of the season. Zenith Strand. We found Zenith Strand. And next game is going to be, you know, the establishment of the first settlement of Zenith Strand, along with the Skyne Gate. So that'll be fun. I'm really looking forward to that.